Hi guys, welcome to the channel. In today's video, I'm sharing with you my recipe for a gingerbread man with a twist. Yes, it is not your average gingerbread man. First of all, we're going to make it A, healthier, and B, it's going to taste that much better than your average gingerbread cookie. I was horrified because the other day I was given some Christmas tree gingerbread cookies for my little one by a friend to decorate, and I had a look on the back. The amount of ingredients in those cookies is absolutely horrendous. And I'm not really surprised that the date on these cookies is actually February next year. The whole point is the gingerbread man cookies are very, very easy to make. But if you follow my recipe and follow the couple twists, you're going to absolutely love the recipe. For this recipe, what's actually going to be making it more healthy is the flour. Rather than using the white flour, I'm using a mixture of wholemeal wheat and spelt flour. This flour is totally different to the white flour, and how it reacts with the moisture is also different. But believe you me, this is going to be much healthier, and the texture is going to add on. It is absolutely perfect. So here I have 310 grams of the mixed flour. Okay. I have here 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. I've got 1 tablespoon of baking powder. I've got 175 grams of brown sugar or demerara sugar, whatever you would like to use. Right, and here I've got my ginger. This is a dehydrated home ginger, and we're going to give it 3 tablespoons. The ginger also gives it a little bit of texture because I've dehydrated that myself. It's a little bit more fibrous, which actually works really well. Okay, all right, so we give it all a mix. You might be wondering why on earth I'm not mixing the egg with the butter and the sugar. The whole idea is we don't want those cookies rising up or puffing up. And this is exactly what will happen if we mix the sugar or whisk the sugar and the egg together. So mix the dry ingredients. And the next thing, right, I'm going to add on 1 egg. Okay, just normal 1 egg in the middle. I've got here honey. You can use a sugar syrup if you really wanted to, but this is what's going to make it taste that much better as well, and of course a little bit more healthier. So we need good 3-4 tablespoons. And now, right, I have here some butter. I've got 135 grams of butter, and this is actually salted butter. You might look at me thinking, what on earth are you doing? Why are you adding on a salted butter? Well, to be fair, this is actually one of the twists, and this is going to make this recipe taste perfect. The other twist, okay, we're going to be melting this butter, and we're going to be making this into a brown butter. Basically, it's going to be the stage where the butter is melted, but we're going to leave this on the stove for a little bit longer, so it starts to basically just between when it becomes a ghee or clarified butter. We basically want to melt it, and we want to cook it for a little bit. Once the solids start to stick into the bottom of the pan, this butter will be ready. So let's go and do this right now. So saucepan is on, so let's put the heat on, and in it goes our butter. So you can see it's melting nicely, and it's got a nice golden color. So let's wait for it to fully melt. Okay, so you can see our butter is now fully melted and it's lovely yellow. What we're going to do now, put it back on the stove, medium heat, and just let it sit there until it changes color. Okay guys, our butter is now ready. If you have a look, okay, the milk solids, right, are starting to stick to the bottom. Okay, and our butter is changed to a really nice toffee caramel color. So now heat is off. Let's let it cool down. So there we are. Our butter is now cooling down. You might be wondering why on earth I've done this to a butter. If you've ever done the brown butter or burnt butter, people call it, it basically gives the butter really toffee caramelly flavor, and because of course I use the salted butter as well, it pretty much tasted like a salted caramel, and this is exactly what gives our gingerbread man a really specific but really lovely taste. So without further ado, okay, make sure the butter is cold. So I've got our mixture here, so I'm going to just mix the egg and the honey a little bit. Okay, and the hands, of course, are always a better job, which I'll do that in a minute. So now I'm going to pour the butter in. It's a really lovely. It smells amazing. And honestly, it makes such a difference. Just put that aside. Right, and now. And as well, obviously, because of the flour and the butter color, our gingerbread men are going to be just a little bit of different shade. They're going to be a little bit darker. Okay, right, so now I prefer to use a hand. Right, so let's get this off. Again, it depends on what you like with the gingerbread man in terms of the flavors. You can also add on some allspice if you wanted to, or nutmeg. I just prefer as it is. Right. Don't expect that dough to react or mixture to react like a normal white flour. It just won't work this way. It's a little bit more crumblier, but it will come together at the end, I promise you that. Okay, so basically make sure that all the flour is mixed together, and our mixture pretty much resembles a wet sand. And when you combine it together like this, it kind of goes into a ball. Right, so now we are good. So now what we're going to do, we're going to sort of try to make it into the ball. Okay. Just make sure it all sticks together. There you go. You can see, right, it is crumbling, but it is staying together. So now I've got some flour. It smells so good. The ginger and the honey, it's really good. Right, so I've got some cling film here. Okay, let's get rid of that. I'm going to get this out. Just, okay. Right, cover in cling film. Do roughly shape this into kind of square-ish or round circle. Right, now put this in the fridge for about 30 to 40 minutes. Do not leave this for much longer because it will become even more crumbly and it's going to be very difficult to work with. So I shall see you in about 30 to 40 minutes. Okay, our dough is now ready. So I've got here the mat in front of me. I've got a little bit of the icing sugar. You can use flour just to help us roll this out a little bit. Okay, right. Let's get a chunk out. It will be crumbly, just don't panic. Okay. I'm gonna do just half of that and then keep the rest for my little one to play with. Right. I've got a rolling pin. And now you have to be very gentle in terms of rolling this out. It will be sticking a bit to the pin. But we're looking approximately 4 to 5 millimeters thickness, because they will puff up, of course, when we put them in the oven. Right. Okay, I think that should do it. There we go. Right, enough for a few of them. Okay, right. Again, of course, shapes, you can do what you want to do. Gingerbread cookie. I've got one here that's already got the little imprints that say "Eat Me" on the top. I've got the standard one as well. My little one did the Christmas trees and something else. We experimented with a few. Anything that's too fragile will break apart, so don't be too adventurous. So let's cut off some gingerbread men. It's inevitable that some of them will break. It's just how this goes. So you can see one come out. Here we go. If you can do the whole batch of them without breaking a single one, please let me know. I think it's impossible. Okay. And now just gently take the rest of the dough around. And then use a spatula if you have to get them off. So they are a little bit finicky, but trust me, they'll be worth it. Okay. There we are, little man. So there we are. The little gingerbread men. Okay, as I said, I will deal with this with my little one. She absolutely loves using the shapes and cutting things out, and then we'll bake them. But now they go in a preheated oven, 160 degrees Celsius for 12 to 15 minutes. So they are now ready. I let them cool down ever so slightly so I can show you there, but they're all done. And I have done extra two there just to fill up the tray of the camera. But now all we've got to do, just let them cool a little bit on the tray before moving them, because they could really crumble apart. And then just literally transfer them gently into your cooling rack. They smell so good. And I'm not really overly big fan of ginger, but I just love it. It works really well. Here we go. There. They all made it okay. That's good. Even the one with the leg they've been stuck on afterwards. But yeah, there we are. They are really, really nice. They browned a little bit on the top and it's absolutely perfect. So now, next thing to do is to eat it. Exactly as the gingerbread man should be. It's a little bit crunchy on the outside. It's chewy on the inside. You can get this little crunches of sugar a little bit. You taste the ginger just enough for my liking. And you get this lovely caramelly flavor. So it is, to me, it is absolutely perfect. So there we are, guys. I do hope you have enjoyed this recipe and you do hopefully will give this a go. You will see then the swapping the flour for the wholemeal flour, and obviously swapping this to a salted butter that we made into the brown butter is going to make a huge difference to the taste of your gingerbread man. Anyway, so I do hope you have enjoyed this. Don't forget, thumbs up. Please comment down below if you try the recipe and if you like it or maybe don't like it. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching. I shall see you in the next video. Bye bye.